Hello everyone, welcome to another Decisions training video. Today we're going to be covering one of the newest features in Decisions version 9.11, and that is going to be the Parquet file steps. So we have two different steps that have been added to Decisions. The list mapping to Parquet file step and the Parquet deserialize step, which you can kind of consider as converse steps of each other. So, for example, I am in my Decisions environment, and as you can see right here, we have the Parquet deserialize step that is going to take in a type, you take in the file, and it is going to output a list of that specified type from the Parquet file. Conversely, if we go into our list to Parquet step, we have the option to select a Decisions object and which properties to include, give the file a name, and then pass in the inputs to that particular object that we are selecting. The output will be a Parquet file of the type file reference. So these are pretty neat, but how do we get a Parquet object into Decisions, right? We don't want to necessarily build it from scratch, so there is a way to do that. Under Create Data Types and Integrations, if you go to XML/JSON/CSV, there is now the option to create a type from a Parquet file. So if I select this, and then I drag over a file here, I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to call it a test file. And then I hit create, you will notice that is going to create a type from that file in my Decisions environment. And now, showing off the first step here, if I were to specify the list input as that particular type test file, now I can choose whichever properties I want to create automatically from that and then pass out a file reference of that particular type in a Parquet file. So here, let's say I want to create the ticket and the name. And then if we go to the file name, I'll give it a constant of my new file. And then the input list is going to be a list of that text file. If I were to select from flow data, I could pass that in just like anything else. I could go with a constant and then add each individual object within here. And once I've done that, you'll notice that a file reference will get passed out. Let me go to the other step real quick so you can see this in action a little bit better. So now if I go to the Parquet to list, right here, I'm going to specify that exact same type as before, not integer, the test file. And that is going to take in a constant input for a file or flow data, whatever Parquet file you want to pass in. I put in a constant. Now if I hit debug on this, so as you can see here, on the input section, we have all the file data, right? The ID of the file name, the length, and then the file type, which is a Parquet file. And then our output is all of those individual columns of the Parquet file deserialized into our decisions type. And remember, we create our decisions type from the same Parquet file. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this helped.